Hi, Attorney Vernita Williams here with a word to the wise. You need to make a will. You need to do it right, or the one you don't like will end up with all your stuff. Yeah, I said it. If it's not done properly, somebody you never intended to get your estate could end up with all of it, or at least a sizable portion of it. You know what? I'm sure you know families where after somebody passed away, it was chaotic, it was confusion, it was fighting, it was all the horrible things that you hear about from time to time. And you know what? There are so many ways that that can happen to you. It's because most people don't understand the laws concerning estates, and they have no idea of the things that they are doing to make terrible mistakes. They don't know. So they end up in a situation where the court finds that whatever they prepared is not enforceable. So you know what? I've been practicing a number of years in this area as an attorney, and I put together a system to help laymen understand what they need to do and prevent these kind of crazy problems from happening. I put together an estate planning decision action roadmap system, which has 4 very simple products that can serve as a guideline for helping you to put together what will be a plan that is enforceable. Now, it's 4 products, it's easy reading, and it's really something that you, believe it or not, although it's legal information, you could actually enjoy. But let me tell you some real life situations that happen in my assisting people as an attorney. There was a relatively famous gentleman that passed away, and he had been married to someone whom he married 20 years before he passed away. And this lady, she left him for her lesbian lover. And when the gentleman passed away, the lady that he married 20 years earlier didn't even know he was dead. She didn't even know. She was not even in touch with him. But she found out he died, and she contacted me, and she said, you know, so-and-so died, and I want some of his estate. He's never done right by me, and I want to exercise my rights. So I said, so you're still married? She said, yes. And I said, okay, well, he owns a property that's worth about $1 million. We can file a claim as long as we file it by the deadline according to the statute, and we can claim 50% interest in that property, force the sale of the property, and you get 50% of the money. That is precisely what we did. Now, guess what? The gentleman had a last will and testament. He planned to give his property to their only daughter. And you know what? Nobody told him that he could not use a last will and testament to override the rights of a legitimate spouse. Nobody told him that. You know, another situation. Gentleman passed away. He put his daughter down as the beneficiary for his bank account. The bank account had $80,000 in it. Everybody in the family knew the daughter was to get the money and share it with the other siblings. The daughter got the money, yes, and guess what? She didn't give the other siblings one brown penny because she didn't want to. They took her to court, and the probate judge said, well, the money is outside of the jurisdiction of the court. If you think somebody got your money, call the police. It won't be dealt with here. The people who were trying to get their part of the money were shocked. They couldn't believe the court took such a casual attitude. But guess what? The court deals by laws and statutes and court rules. They don't always deal in fairness. So you could end up watching something unfold that you believe is really unfair. So that is why I put together the estate planning decision action roadmap system with 4 products to help you gain control of your affairs and make sure after you pass away, your assets don't end up with somebody that you never would have given them to. Let's take a look at the first product. The first product is a very, very simple estate planning decision summary chart. This summary chart has 8 questions everybody needs to answer, and it has several things for you to remember about each question to guide you in coming up with the right answer to the question. This is the first product, the decision summary chart. That's the first product in this system. Now, I'm telling you there are 8 questions you need to answer. The second product is fun read, very extensive, and it is 8 chapters on the 8 questions that I'm telling you you need to answer. Look at this product. This product is what I've been telling you. You need to make a will, you need to do it right, or the one you don't like will end up with all of your stuff. In this product, you will find 132 pages of very simple explanations, fun reading, fun real life stories. And you know what? Not only will you go over the 8 questions you need to answer, but it's going to tell you 7 things you need to know about life support that nobody ever told you about. It's going to tell you 2 critical areas you need to examine to put together an effective medical power of attorney. It will tell you the 5 common mistakes associated with a durable power of attorney that you need to make sure you don't make. It's also going to tell you 7 benefits of doing a revocable trust. You might decide, well, the revocable trust is the way for me to go. This product has a lot of information in it. There are other things. It's going to tell you 4 things you need to know about insurance. You know, many people have life insurance. They use it for different things. It's going to tell you how to figure out how much you need. It's going to tell you 10 common life insurance mistakes that you definitely don't want to make. So this is the second product in our estate planning decision action roadmap system. All of these things are designed to help you really understand what you need to be doing so that you don't end up in a shape like some people you're hearing about. Our third product is a very, very simple one, and it tells you 25 things you need to do to get your affairs in order. It's a simple checklist, very, very simple checklist, and the items on the checklist cover estate and business planning, insurance planning, financial records, and personal organization and planning. That is product number 3. And you know what? Since I've been an estate planning attorney for several decades now, I put together a bonus product because there are certain categories of people that have specific needs and specific information that they need. I put together another bonus product called 25 Estate Planning Tips to help you avoid legal nuisances and nightmares. This is the 4th product. Now, why did I do this? I did this because there are certain categories of people that need certain kinds of advice. For instance, in this particular 4th product, with the 25 tips, I have some tips for people whose children are going to fight when they die. You know who you are. If your children are going to just have an out brawl when you die, because that's what they do anyway while you're alive, you know who you are. And I give some tips on what you need to do to bring order to your affairs. I have tips for uninvolved spouses who don't know anything about the affairs of the other spouse. I have tips for business owners, for people with aging parents, for people who are getting ready to marry a divorced person. There are different little things you need to know in the different areas. So for the different areas, I've given specific tips for categories of people. So you know what? All of this stuff is extremely important when you consider a lot of statistics. You know, statistically speaking, 6 out of 10 Americans don't have any kind of estate plan. They just wait until they die and let all the folk who are left behind deal with it. That is not the way to go. You work too hard for what you have. So you really need to put a plan in place to make sure that what you have ends up in the right hands. Also, statistically, 74% of Americans say they don't understand how to do an estate plan. They don't understand all this stuff. They don't understand all the rules, and it's just confusing to them. So that is why we put together this simple estate planning decision action roadmap system to help you understand, give you a roadmap about what you need to do. Also, 35% of Americans, statistically speaking, indicate that they know folk who had a very, very hard time after a loved one died. So you don't want to find yourself in a situation where your family is having a lot of problems. There's a lengthy court battle that goes on and on for years, simply because you did not do what you needed to do to understand and put the right kind of plan in place. So now let me tell you something. Let me tell you the value of exactly what you are about to get in your hands when you purchase this system. There's an estate planning summary chart that I mentioned earlier. That estate planning summary chart that gives you the 8 questions you need to answer and key points you need to remember, I would value at about $350. This is the exact chart that I use when people contact me personally, and I sit with them privately as an attorney and I assist them in putting together their plan. So if you value that at $350, and then you take the second product, the book, Make a Will, Do It Right, or the one you don't like will end up with all of your stuff. It would take me about 4 hours to explain that to you. And if I explain those 8 chapters to you in 4 hours at $350 an hour, that's a total of $1,400. And then I gave you the third product, the checklist of 25 things to do to set your affairs in order. That checklist came from years of dealing with people and understanding what information was missing from their estate and what information their loved ones needed. And that is why I put that list together the way I did. It's derived from years of experience, and it's valued at $350. And then the 25 tips to help you avoid legal nuisances and nightmares. That came from dealing with categories of people where I discovered various lapses in information that was causing them to have problems. If you value that at $350, then the total value of these 4 products is, guess what? $2,450. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I am never going to pay $2,450. I get that. So guess what? These 4 products together in the estate planning decision action roadmap system is being sold for a mere $40. So you're like, come on, why are you doing that? Well, I'm doing it because I've been practicing many, many years, and I get great enjoyment and fulfillment passing on information that helps people figure out what they need to do. So it's a pleasure to me to pass this information along. And it's $40 because guess what? It makes it reachable by the average American. Many people can purchase something for $40. And you know what? When you buy it at $40, you can engage in a self-study at your own pace. You can figure out some things. You can find out the 8 questions you need to answer. And guess what? When you do all of that, you are armed with enough information to pretty much know what you want and what you don't want, so that when you sit with an attorney like me, you got a good idea what you want. You can ask some good questions, and you can even have enough information to know whether that person pretty much knows what they're talking about. So $40 is a very, very small price for you to pay to get good information that will help you avoid problems in the future. This is a good buy, if I must say it myself. If you scroll down, you will find a place where you can make this purchase. It says buy now. You can purchase using your credit card, your debit card, and you can receive the information instantly because they are digitalized. So if you want to get this information, it's 4 products. There's a decision, a summary chart. There is the product, the book, Make a Will, Do It Right, or the one you don't like will end up with all of your stuff with very good information. There's another product. It's a checklist of 25 things you need to do to set your affairs in order. And there's a fourth product that is 25 tips to help you avoid legal nuisances and nightmares in the estate planning area. So do yourself a favor, do your family a favor, and make this purchase. It is only $40. Scroll down, you'll see the buy now button. You can have this at your fingertips today. Make that move today, because you know what? This is valued at much, much more. I spent many, many years figuring out this stuff myself and representing people and finding out what the problems are and knowing which ones are the most common problems. And I'm telling you, this product will help you not get into some of the trouble that I've seen people in. So make your purchase. It's only $40. Remember to make a will, do it right, or the one you don't like is going to end up with all your stuff, or at least a portion of it that you never would have given to them. Go ahead, press that button, make the purchase. You will be glad that you did.